Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Eleanor Riga. It's my honor today to welcome you all to the Port's Playground, a webinar to uncover the challenges and find the opportunities in innovation. SeaNovation was built to do one thing extremely well: turn real operational engineering and research challenges into pilots, solutions, and impact, all whilst leveraging the unique assets of the Eilat region. We operate at the intersection of an entire ecosystem, a fertile ground for ideation, acceleration, and venture. We support founders across 3 stages of growth. First, the pre-accelerator. Founders come in with just an idea. We help them shape the product, understand their market, and set their business model foundations. The goal: clarity and early validation. Next, we have the AquaBoost Accelerator. This is for teams ready to build. They develop their POC or their MVP, run early pilots, and refine their model with real customer feedback, preparing them for seed stage fundraising. And finally, we have the Wave Up Scale Up program. This serves startups already in the market. We support their expansion, connecting them with strategic partners, investors, and new markets to help them scale sustainably. We're supported by a strong national and regional ecosystem: the Israel Innovation Authority, the Ministries of Economy, the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, the Ministry of the Negev and Galilee Development, and the Ministry of Regional Cooperation. We're also strengthened by regional and professional partners, including the Israel Ports Company, who you will be hearing from today, as well as our Dome Management and Holdings, Ben Gurion University of the Negev, Aquacultech, our DUG, the National Center for Mariculture, and ongoing support from the Municipality of Eilat and the Eilat Regional Council. The Ports Playground webinar is a rare opportunity. Today you'll hear directly from the people shaping Israel's port ecosystem. The Israel Ports Company opening their infrastructure and challenges to innovation. CAMERI, Israel's leading marine and coastal engineering research institute. And the Ministry of Transport and Smart Mobility Division, defining the future of mobility, port operations, and port operations. You're about to see exactly where your technology can play and why it matters. So let's dive in. I'll now hand it over to Dr. Daphna Michaeli, SeaNovation's Chief Technology Officer, to open the technical session and take us inside the challenges shaping the future of Israel's ports.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and we'll start immediately with our speakers presenting the challenges. And I'd like to mention to the crowd, everyone that participates is welcome to use the chat and list in the chat questions that we will be addressing the speakers at the end of their presentations. So let me first, and I'll just say that I'm the CTO of SeaNovation, and I'll be moderating today's session. So please come up with any question you'd like. You're about to hear now directly from the leaders shaping the engineering, mobility, and research landscape of Israel's ports. We'll keep this concise and practical, focusing on where innovation is genuinely needed. And our first speaker is Himat Yunis, the Director for Innovation and Smart Mobility at the Ministry of Transport and Road Safety. Himat plays a key role in advancing Israel's smart mobility ecosystem and leading global initiatives in the field. Today, she'll share an overview of the ministry's work in innovation and smart mobility. Himat, it's a great pleasure to have you over.
Thank you, Daphna. Hi, everyone. You say my first. Okay, thank you, Daphna. As mentioned, I'm a director of innovation and smart mobility in the Ministry of Transport and Road Safety. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Now I will try to give you in the next next 5 minutes an overview regarding the Israeli ecosystem. First, when we talk about smart mobility, then we are not talking just about autonomous and connected, but also we are talking about mobility as a service, safety, smart parking, electrification, in drones and aviation, and of course the supply chain, which includes also the maritime and shipping as well. More than $27 billion raised by Israeli smart mobility companies over the last decade. According to McKinsey report, these investments are more than 10% of the world investments. We are in the third place after China and the United States. I will skip. We have more than 35 international R&D centers here in Israel. As you see in the slide, the OEMs, BMW, Daimler, Ford, Fiat, choose to open their innovation and R&D centers here in Tel Aviv, Israel. Our mission as a division actually is to promote research, development, and groundbreaking technologies in the field of smart mobility and their adoption in the Israeli transport system. We do it through different tools and mechanisms. First of all, in order to strengthen the roots, which is the ecosystem, we promote basic and applied research. We have our National Research Center because we believe that we need, as a government, to work together with the industry and the academia in order to strengthen the whole ecosystem. We have also our smart mobility community, EcoMotion, with the activities all over the year, with the investment events, hackathons, conferences, meetups, all aiming to support the startups, the Israeli startups. And of course, we have incoming and outgoing delegations with the Israeli startups in order to be acquainted with the technologies and trends and to bring these innovative technologies here to Israel. We believe also in education, so we have different programs in order to educate high school students and to give them more information about the smart mobility field. In the second level, actually, we as a government promote policy, regulation, and innovation infrastructure. We have 3 test sites. The first one is autonomous test site in Ashdod. The other one is in Yerucham for drones. And the third one is related to cybersecurity issues in Be'er Sheva. The goal actually is to see the fruits, which is the adoption of innovative technologies in the transport system. We have more than 100 pilots and projects. Sorry, it's in Hebrew. I promise I will send it in English, but there are diversity of fields and projects that we have. We are talking about adaptive lights, AI, drones, V2X, projects related to climate change, alternative fuels, and other fields. I would like to take this opportunity actually to invite you all to be part of our International Smart Mobility Summit, which will take place in Tel Aviv in March. High-level speakers, business leaders, and policymakers will attend the summit. More than 2,000 people from all over the world will be here in Tel Aviv, exploring together the trends shaping the future mobility, of course, including the maritime and ports issues. I'm in contact with the DOR and our other colleagues in order to think of the exact context that we want to share during the summit. So if you have any idea or anything that you would like me to maybe to think as part of the summit, then please feel free to contact me. This is my email address, and we'll be happy and glad to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Imat. It's a great pleasure to hear about all the very well established activities and the very multiple.
I tried in 5 minutes. It was challenging.
Excellent. So our next speaker is Dor Davidian, and he's the head of innovation and ESG at the Israel Port Company, IPC. Dor leads the company's effort to integrate technology, sustainability, and cross-sector collaboration across Israel's maritime domain. He will introduce the Israel Port Company and present their call for innovation. It's a great pleasure to have you over, Dor.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So as Daphne said, my name is Dor Davidian, and I'm the head of innovation in the ESG at the Israel Port Company known as IPC. So let's start with the overview. Just a second. Okay, so Israel, known as an island economy, over 99% of Israel's international trade passes through the commercial seaports, as you can see at that slide. So this figure shows us the impact and the critical role of our seaports and the meaning of operational efficiency and embracing innovation in these ports. In 2004, the Ministers of Transportation and Finance took a major decision to carry out a reform of the Israeli port sector. So as you can see here to the reform, we had only 3 government-operated ports at Haifa, Ashdod, and Eilat. And nowadays, Israel's seaport landscape after the reform is competitive, advanced, and international. So as you can see, this is how the Israeli port operators looks today. So now that we all understood the magnificent progress of the Israeli port sector, as you can see, Adani Group and another massive players in the port sector like HCT and MSC. So what is the role of IPC in that complicated landscape? So IPC operates according to an instrument of incorporation, just like any other government company. And these are basically the main company's responsibilities to plan and construct Israel's seaports according to the economy's needs and development, responsibility for the port access roads like bridges, rail lines, and roads, acquisition, development, planning, and listing of logistical areas in the port hinterland, responsibility for all maritime trade processes in Israel, known as the Maritime Community System, or in Hebrew, מערכת תעש ים. We have also few more responsibilities, like collecting operational data, advising to the ministers about the competition in the ports, responsibility for several operational sites, including sailors, the infrastructure tunnel in Haifa, one of a kind in Israel, the Shavit Marine in Haifa, and the chemical terminal also in Haifa. So this is the map of our company's holdings, as you all can see. CAMERI, we have speakers that will expand about CAMERI later, but we have a joint ownership with Technion, 50% each. And we have two marine transport companies at Haifa and Ashdod, which are responsible for maneuvering vessels in and out of the port. And those companies is the major decision of the reform. Basically, before the reform, those companies were part of the government operational ports. The company of Ashdod that was belonging belonged to the port of Ashdod, and the company of Haifa was belonged to the port of Haifa. So nowadays they are basically companies that under IPC and not under the port, the old governmental port. So the purpose of this slide is basically to give you a taste of the projects currently under consideration or already began. Let's call them on the table. That will help you understand which initiatives or proposals can assist IPC. So we have a significant development of the Port of Eilat. We want to see the Port of Eilat handling with a massive export and import of containers regarding the rail train that planning to enter the port. Floating marine structures that is still at the phase of sorry, I ran out the words, בתנאי מעבדה, במבחנים של...
Under research, yeah, feasibility.
Under research, yes, sorry for that. Construction of a new fuel terminal in Haifa and marine links for fuel and gas in Ashdod. The AMAC and the connection of to Haifa area. Dry ports across Israel and expansion of the port of Haifa. So all of these main topics that you can see, which we would like to see solutions and proposals regarding to those issues. So let's drill down for the call for innovation. So as you can see, these are the main topics that we would like to see solutions and proposals. Operations efficiency, sustainability and green ports, smart ports, robotics and autonomy, and of course security issues. And this will be the main criteria that we will examine. The technology, the originality, the maturity level, suitability, post company challenge, and etc. The business potential, market size, ROI, advantages, and more. The human skills, and about the company, okay? Maturity level, shareholders, and more. So I hope that I did it well and on time, and that will be all for now.
Definitely, you did very, very well, and we're pleased. Would you like to go ahead and introduce Dr. Gil Wang? Or do I? So I'll go ahead and introduce Dr. Okay, so Dr. Gil Wang is our next speaker, and it's a great honor to have you over, Dr. Wang. Gil is the chief scientist at CAMERI, and Dr. Semyon Polinov will be sharing the presentation with him, following him. CAMERI is marine governmental geoinformation specialist. Gil is a naval architect and marine engineer with deep expertise in advanced simulation, floating structures, and offshore development. Semyon integrates satellite analytics, geospatial intelligence, and AI-driven tools to enhance maritime environmental monitoring. Together, Gil and Semyon will present the research PlayGround, pushing the boundaries of marine engineering at CAMERI. Gil and Semyon, it's great pleasure. Please.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. My name is Gil. Semyon will follow I will start and Semyon will take over in one point. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm pretty astonished with the fact that we have 80 people, which are not part of SeaNovation or CAMERI or IPC that have joined us. And thank you to all of the people who show interest in this topic. And I hope we can make it interesting and worth your while. So as Dor said, CAMERI is the Coastal and Marine Engineering Research Institute. We are located at the Technion, and we are basically the company is co-owned by IPC, Israel Ports Company, and the Technion. We're doing research that goes across the borders of coastal and marine engineering. on both academic level and more applicative level. I have the opportunity in this presentation to present CAMERI and to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. And I've divided our work into four main pillars. So the first pillar will be the physical models, then we'll move to the numerical models, oceanographic data that we collect, and lastly, innovation and academic research. I must say that within CAMERI, I'm heading the innovation and academic research. So we'll start with the physical models. CAMERI has two facilities, which is basically the playground. We have a wave basin, which is 50 by 25, and a towing tank and a FLAM, which is 50 by 2.5 meter. I put it here very schematically, just so you grasp the size and layout before diving into more specific project that will see only parts of the basin. So here you can see a part of the basin on the right-hand side, a picture that was taken in somewhere in the mid-70s. We don't really know, but this was the project that was tested to just before they built to design basically the breakwaters in Tel Aviv. And I think this is one of the reasons that Tel Aviv has sandy beaches is because this protective breakwaters created that. So you can see that on the left-hand side, you see the effect of the breakwaters on the beach of Tel Aviv. So this project has done in the wave basin in the early 70s somewhere. More later, project that we're doing, mostly for IPC. This is also a wave basin testing. On the left-hand side, you can see a calibration of a model that is being used in the wave basin agitation test in the ports of Haifa. On the right-hand side, you can see the same vessel now is berthing in one of the port's keys, and we are measuring 6 degrees of freedom, accelerations, and mooring forces. So this is one of the type of project that we're doing in the physical domain. We also have the towing tank, which is versatile. The towing tank has, I'm leaping, so the stern will be faster than the bow. I'm sorry about that. So on the upper hand side of the presentation, you can see a towing experimentation of a vessel, basically to collect resistance and propulsion of the vessel. And on the lower side, you see on the same venue. So this is also in our towing tank facility. You can see a stability testing for a breakwater, a port breakwater. These are totally two different type of projects, but they happen in the same facility with different tools, I would say. So one is the towing tank, and the other is basically operating other propagating waves. I'm going to keep it very concise. We have many projects, but I'm going to show only a few just to give you an idea of what we're doing. So if I'm moving to the oceanographic data, this is something that we have been doing for 30 years. We have been collecting wave data real time from 93, more or less, in front of Haifa, in front of the port of Ashdod. And what you see here is a new wave rider that was installed in Eilat 5 years ago, more or less. On the right-hand side, you can see our ADCPs, which we have several of those to measure currents along the Israeli Mediterranean coastline. And we're also using radars to get both waves and currents. Just to give you an example of some of the data acquisition that we're doing in real open water conditions. We also have numerical models, and I think numerical models that has been always our biggest unit within CAMERI. we're doing simulations for coastal morphodynamics. On the left-hand side, you can see the shore protection scheme of, I think this is, I'm not sure if it's Tel Aviv or doesn't really matter, but you can see that we can really determine the amount of energy passing through these breakwaters and understand the dynamics of the shoreline that we can calculate 20 years into the future. On the right-hand side, you can see an example of an annual data analysis of waves in Israel. Those of you who surf, you can see that most of the time we don't really have waves, but sometimes we do have some exciting waves. So this is an annual projection, and we do that every few years, along with the real-time data that we are collecting. I think I've covered the physical model, the oceanographic data, and the numerical models. The innovation basically is we are the innovation branch of Israeli Ports Company, and what we're doing here in this context is one of our innovation attributes to IPC. And I'm gonna pass on the opportunity to explain his research in CAMERI to Dr. Semyon Polinov.
Thank you, Gil. So here you can see the mosaic of one of the research in which we try to develop an algorithm for the drones for autonomous air vehicle for the autonomous monitoring of the sea surface. In this case, the idea is we are using the CAMERI wave basin, as you can see here, that Gil presented before. So first, wait a second, Gil, a few seconds before. So as you can see, the size of the basin allow us to use here a few sensors. I mean the sensors, drones, sea surface vehicles, probably underwater vehicles, is a playground. Here in that case, I used only the drones. Next. Okay, so one of the first questions that I asked in this research is, can I use the simple camera, in this case RGB of the DJI-3, for the detection of the pollution on the sea surface? One of my field is the remote sensing of the sea surface pollution. So here I use different type of colors, red colors, green colors, blue colors. We captured the images with this RGB camera of the drone. Took it to some of the image analysis soft. As you can see in one of the image, we cannot see this pollution. So in that case, I try to answer the question if this camera is accessible for this research need. So yes, the answer is we can use. It's clearly understandable that it's far from the real surface, sea surface condition, because we have turbidity, waves, and other factors that can affect the capability of drone to detect objects and types of the sea surface. But it's much better because here we can see we can run a lot of simulation that we're not sure that we can run in the real-time scenarios. Next. And here you can see the scenarios that we run. We have vessels that polluting through their entering to the port. In the left image, you can see simulation of pollution from the pipelines from the sea surface, sea bottom infrastructure. And in the left image, upper left image, you can see our research staff. There's a drone and the pollution. So this is my playground in that case of this research. Yes, exactly. There is a drone. I think that the next stages of such research is the collaboration between sensors and tools below the sea surface, on the sea surface, and another type for the different needs of the IPC. Next. So this is example of how the algorithm works. It's flying, looking for the anomalies on sea surface, found in the anomaly, and flying on the border between clean surface and polluted area. Next. And also on that research, next, Gil. Okay. Another drone coming when the first one, its battery going to be empty. He is continuing the mission until we have, let's say, that evident pollution accident, it's open. This algorithm or package of algorithms allowing us to continuously monitoring the pollution event. I think here's the end. Yeah, good. Next.
Yeah.
Oh,
So thank you, Semyon.
thank you.
Just before some closure, you see, these are some of the playgrounds opportunities you have in CAMERI. We have laboratories that allow to do prototyping and physical testing. We have strong numerical simulation capabilities together with interdisciplinary team that covers domains from mechanical engineering to oceanographic data. I think that's about it.
Yes, thank you so much. This was fascinating. And our next speaker is Shai Bakal, Chief Operating Officer of the Israel Port Company. Shai brings more than 20 years of experience in maritime infrastructure, logistics, and port operations. He will discuss proofing and jamming and the search for GNSS alternative solutions in port operation. Shai, it is a very great pleasure to have you over.
Thank you, Daphna. As Dor mentioned in his presentation, the Israel Port Company, the IPC, has two subsidiaries which are responsible for the maritime traffic around the port of Ashdod and the port of Haifa. If I need to generally describe the structure of those companies, the marine services companies, they have four divisions. First, they have the port control, which is very similar as an airport control tower. They have the pilots, which are an experienced captains. They have the tugboats, and they have the mooring crews. The main goal of these companies is to maneuver the vessels in and out of the ports. The companies work 24/7, 365 days a year. And to better understand the problem that we will describe here, I need to describe you how a maneuver of a vessel goes. So first, the vessel arrived to the port area outside the breakwater. And when the turn of the vessels to get into the port control calls the captain of the vessel on the VHF and asks him to get the vessel ready to enter the port. In the same time, the pilot goes with the pilot boat toward the vessel. He climbs the ladder and goes up to the vessel bridge. From the vessel bridge, he controls the vessel into the port. Basically, he has two main tools allowing him to maneuver the vessel safely. First, he has the vessel engine and the steering. And second, he has the tugboats, which can push and pull the vessel as the pilot ordered them. So from the vessel bridge, the pilot gives the captain of the vessel and the tugboat's orders and moves the vessel safely to the quay. The pilot uses his experience and very close familiar with the port area while he's doing the maneuver. You can imagine that the maneuver takes place in a very dense area. It is a very delicate process, and every little mistake can cause huge damage to the port facility and infrastructure. While a maneuver of a small and mid-sized vessel, the pilot can only count on his experience and familiar with the area and what he sees around him from the bridge. It's a very different case in ultralight vessels that now coming into our ports. In this case, when the pilot is on the bridge, he can see either the bow or the stern of the vessel. Now I'll share with you some pictures that I took from the ultra large vessel bridge.
Shai? Okay.
Yes. Okay, you see it?
All good, yes.
This is the view of the pilot from the bridge of the ultra large vessel. This is the bow side, I'm sorry, and this is the stern side. So that's how it looks like from the bridge, and you can understand that you can see the boundaries of the vessel or how close he to the breakwaters. So this is just to imagine. So when he goes to he maneuver ultra large vessel, he uses a PPU, which is a pilot portable unit. It's a tablet connected to GPS antennas that show him the layout of the vessel in the port map. Okay. The PPU showing the current position. He also showing him the direction and the speeds of the bow and the stern of the vessel. You can understand that he turns the vessel around in the port, and the bow and the stern moves in different direction all the time. It's a very precise and delicate process, and the PPU is very critical to a safe maneuver and in an ultra-large vessel maneuver. Now, from time to time, there are spoofing on the GNSS signals, and that is where our story begins. And this is the problem that we put here to discussion. Now, Gil, can you please share the movies? So
Yes.
I'm sharing.
So I have the fun part. So I'll just start from the beginning. I'm going to show you an arrival maneuver of a 400-meter ultra-large container ship to Haifa port. This is a real simulator maneuver executed by ports pilots together with 4 tugs, and it looks like this. So Shai explained that the pilot climbs on board and takes over approximately 2 miles before the ship enters the port, climbs on a ladder and goes to the bridge and take over the command, and basically he's the responsible entity to bring the ship to the port, which is a grave responsibility. Just to in back of your mind, just to remind you what happened in the Suez Channel when Evergreen was not piloted correctly, and the world economy was affected by it. So this maneuver will take us a very long time, so I'm going to jump start it a little bit. So you can see here, as you enter the port area, 4 tugs are beginning to escort the vessel. The vessel is 250,000 tons, so it's a lot of mass and momentum that goes in the port with quite a substantial speed of 6 knots, and then immediately needs to stop and turn. The boat has no brakes and a very limited steering in that speed, so the pilot is completely relying on the tags to help him land the vessel into the berthing without it's a minimal. It's barely touching it when it's arriving. You can say it's stopping just before it reaches the berthing, and this is how it looks. So you can imagine how important it is for the pilots to have a reliable data in all time, because it doesn't have a view. It doesn't see forward and backward what's really happening. He's relying on the 4 tags to assist his maneuver, but he needs to operate them And for that, he needs to know his speed and location at all times, especially with a boat that weighs 250,000 tons. It's a critical thing. If I go quickly through the turning maneuver, you see that is it's like a ballet dancing of a huge ship. Everything is orchestrated to the max, and this why it is so important that the pilot will have all the data real time that he needs, even though GPS sometimes is not available. So that's the main challenge that Shai was putting here today, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Shai and Gil. This was fascinating, and yeah, one image worth 1,000 words. It is my great pleasure to introduce now Avi El-Gaba, Director of Ports and Maritime Engineering Design at the Israeli Port Company, IPC. Avi is a civil engineer with 25 years experience in structural design and the management of complex infrastructure projects. Avi will speak about the autonomous scanning challenge for smart ports. Avi.
Thank you very much, Daphna, for your presentation and also for my title. I will sharing our challenges with regards to all what is related to engineering prospects and issues in IPC's engineering department. As has been said, and I would like to connect to the last slide of Dor's presentation with regards to future development. I will share with this slide some photos from the last massive development that IPC did in both projects in Haifa and Ashdod. The two top photos are related to Haifa development. You can see that there's a lot of marine structures and marine constructions on site with special vessels such as dredgers, all kind of unique barges and jackups to facilitate all the design and construct according to the design itself. The construction itself is a long-term procedure that requires a lot of investment and also resources for specialities for working outside, and of course, from the designing start and to the construction. And there's a lot of topics that are unique to port engineering that the IPC dealt with during the construction of this major project. The bottom two photos are related to the construction of Hadarom port in Ashdod, and you can see on the right-hand side the major site of construction, which was related to the sheet pile walls and the quay walls that were constructed, also the lee breakwater and the reclamation that actually eventually made the whole area of 600 dunams reclaimed and ready for operations. On the left-hand side, you can see the construction of the main breakwater of Ashdod new terminal. And this is also was a very massive structure that was designed. And of course, when I'm saying design, let's summarize all the activities that Gil presented in the laboratories, a lot of testing, a lot of surveys beforehand and during construction. And you can see all the extensive and investment that was done with regards to special cranes, special barge, and a lot of manpower to build such enormous structures. These breakwaters at the deepest point are 25-meter deep. On seabed, they're about 150-meter wide, and these are quite extreme structures. And that these structures are built offshore, dealing with waves during construction and a lot of issues that the contractor and also the designer need to take in consideration during the design and construction. Okay, can we go on, please? So the next slide is actually emphasizing after we complete the construction, the engineering department in engineering division in IPC deals with maintaining, rehabilitating, and also upgrading existing structures. You can see that we are using all kind of conventional methods for survey and also measuring the existing situation. On top, you can see breakwater survey with multi scanning, and then on the bottom photos you can see regular photos with divers that going beneath the keys and measuring the thickness of key walls. These are old conventional methods that we would like you to challenge them and to maybe to find new methods to do it efficiently. So if you can go up to the challenge slide, please. Go, okay. So our main challenge is to focus on digital and autonomous methods for port infrastructure, for design and construction, and also for maintenance. We would like to transform the traditional civil infrastructure methods for something that is more digital environment. We would like to integrate during design with all kind of digital and survey methods that are well maintained in other projects and especially on land project. One of the issues that we are building in sea and underwater, and because of that, we have some issues with weather, marine environment, and also water turbidity that actually implicates on the visibility underwater and also the autonomy difficulty that we have for all kind of autonomous vehicles that we would like to use. Real-time monitoring. This is something that is more related to the existing structures that we are continuously serving and measuring and monitoring. And we would like to maintain the life cycle that we see that there is no specific damage. And we would like to go also on this issue and to develop it. And the last issue that we would like to also implement is using all the data that we gather and to implement it as part of the knowledge that we would like to have for design, for construction, also from the maintenance point of view, that at the end, this system will give us predictive maintenance without any, with, let's say, accelerated understanding what needs to be done in the project, or maybe to investigate specifically what needs to be done. So on this slide, we are showing some photos with regards to ROVs, systems that we like to use, all kind of radars and all kind of digital twins elements that we would like to implement in our facilities. Next slide, please. So wrapping up the issue and summarize, so our vision is to take the future of the port infrastructure and develop it how efficiently we bridge between the traditional engineering and the digital and the autonomous and technology. We challenge you and we ask you for proposal for this kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Avi. This was fascinating and looks like very very heavy-duty challenges, and we challenge you, dear audience, to come up with solutions and propose them. We have a joint open call, and you'll have it published in the chat right away. And please visit our website too and find out all the details about this challenge that you could not only hear and ask questions about, but also propose your solutions and come and get into our acceleration programs. So I would like to now present someone that is in a different angle. So far we saw a lot of challenges to be solved. And now we would like to present to you one example of a solved channel. And I'm very delighted to have over Dr. Amir Zlotkin, whom is the founder of and CTO of DisperseBio. Amir is a perfect example of a real world innovation. So he's a founder that took a genuine industry challenge, which is biofouling, and he'll tell you all about it, and turned it into a practical, impactful solution. He's here to inspire all of us to think boldly, create new approaches, and answer this call for innovation. And I should also mention that Amir won the SeaNovation ideation event, and he was standing out among numerous strong benchers and impressing our judges to the degree that he's now running a beautiful trial in innovation in our facility. And so far, this looks wonderful. So with great pleasure, Amir.
Hi,
please.
everybody. So yes, my name is Amir Zlotkin. I'm founder and CTO of DisperseBio. After the demonstration of this amazing real-life lunar park that was presented by the IPC guys, my job is to represent the children that want a ticket to this lunar park, and I'm trying from my end to present it to a port technology. So yes, I'm microbiologist. I'm dealing with a biofouling and biofilm, which is a huge problem in all marine industry, in technologies related to ports. This is a tidal turbine problem. It's reduced the energy it produces. It's a huge problem due to the fact that existing ships are coated with toxic or biocide ship hull paints, which are released to the ports. There is a problem with marine sensors, and as we got several presentation here, sensors are becoming more important. And of course, there is a big problem which is called biocorrosion, which is impact lots of infrastructure under the water. So if we look, and this is, by the way, a great paper, if you don't know it, about the future of blue seaports, then we can understand that we are highly going to increase the amount of submerged surfaces in ports from renewable energy like tidals, and from many sensors to direct port to manage with automation. And there is also this new great story of underwater data centers, which is going to increase over time, and ports will be the perfect place to locate them. All these submerged are actually vulnerable to the biofouling problem. And the other sides of the problem is that the existing solution are actually include what we call biocide or killing solutions, from acids to a very strong chemical. The big problem is that microbes become resistant to them. They are toxic also to us and to the other organism. They are becoming very hazardous in transport and storage now, and they are also oxidizing some infrastructures, usually the one that's made from metal. So actually, the problem of biofilm is an issue also for the sustainable goal, the future, and even in some cases the present. The existing solutions are actually really contaminating the water, the drinking water. If we speak about desalination, it's also decreased the efficacy of desalination. And there is a lot of issues related to the new CO2 emission. So DisperseBio, and I'm actually a marine microbiology, but also clinical microbiology. This technology started from the hospital where I was the head of infectious disease research lab at Sheba Medical Center. But the big question is, how come that marine organisms are so clean and don't have biofilm, even so that they got huge amount of bacteria on their body surface, while any artificial surface is very fast being coated? What we discovered, me and my team in the hospital, is that actually we started from sea animal, but all animals and plants in the evolution up to human being are coated with a protein, and this protein is highly conserved And this protein, when bacteria touch it, it's simply signal to it, when you are coming to my body, please disperse, break yourself out of the biofilm and be only planktonic one. And that's why we are avoiding the slime accumulation on our body surface. So what we developed is a peptide, what we call today the biomimetic peptide, that really got the same sequence of this protein. And actually, we are producing now synthetic peptide that, just to explain you the potency of this natural technology, is that 18 grams is enough to coat the ship hull of a bulker ship. And it's supposed to be active for a long period. It doesn't need to be leached or released. Based on this, we developed already three kinds of, we can call it kinds of formulation. One is soluble peptide, can be used in cleaning solution through pipes and desalination membranes to release the biofilm and return it back live to the sea. The other one, we got a kind of what we call sticky peptide. We can flush the peptide through a pipe, and then it will cover the internal part of the pipe. And we also got this formulation that can be incorporated in paint or be a kind of permanent coating. We got lots of proof of concept. Desalination, this is, for example, the cleaning solution. You can see that when we put 55 nanomolar parts per billion, then we are getting a clean membrane, and we are getting a membrane that keep on going and producing water while the controls are blocked. If we speak about coating, we can see the same here. This is drip irrigation system for 1 month coated with our peptide. This is a natural, not a natural, this is reservoir recycled water in the north of Israel. And if we go to a desalination membrane, then you can see that if we coat membrane, then they continue to produce water. So like everybody, we are interested in maritime in parallel to desalination. CAMERI is very attractive for us, and we think that part of the issues, even as a background, like using their sensors and their side problems, can be good target for us to test it in their facilities and in their Luna Park. So that's what we are doing. We are offering a non-toxic, highly potent solution to biofouling, and we are calling and looking for field test and, of course, any cooperation system. And I think that this is a good example how to approach IPC and all the facility that is offering for us, the innovators. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Emil. This was fascinating, and this sounds like a very relevant solution for the problem of biofouling. And now it would be the great pleasure to have our final speaker, Hila Ovil-Brenner. She's an investor and she works in SeaNovation, so we're very proud of her. She's been 3-time entrepreneur. She's a former managing director of Techstars Tel Aviv, and today she's the head of SeaNovation Invest. Hila works closely with high potential ventures to strengthen business excellence and guide them towards real market opportunities. She'll close today's session before the questions and answer session, and she'll give us an inspiring talk of how investors think. Hila, you're welcome. Great to have you over.
Hi, thank you very much. It's amazing to be here. I see all these great people on board, so many founders, so many familiar faces. And actually, we're running out of time, so I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of things, but I'm going to say there's so much potential on the screen and so much invention, but there's also something really unique happening in SeaNovation. We spoke a little bit about our accelerators. I'm also head of innovation at SeaNovation. So we have a really special accelerator and a scale-up program, which is unique, but we also have a new investment vehicle called SeaNovation Invest, unique, special for this specific vertical, and related to all of our partners around here. What we try to do is bring a very explicit deal flow. We have here on the screen both Uri, CEO of SeaNovation, who is together with me on this, and Shirley Kalush, I see you also here, who's also working with me on this venture. And together, we are bringing together investors from all over the world, universities, VCs, partners, to actually help our founders fund their business. So because we are an innovation center funded by the Innovation Authority, and because we have so much connection around the world, I think it's the place to be. And so I invite you all to contact us and bring your ventures to us so we can look where, in which program and in which section you can fund your business. So I'm not going to bore you with this, but I'm going to say, what are investors looking for, which was the topic of my lecture, but because we don't have time, especially we're looking for great teams. We're looking for dynamic, energetic, smart teams. We're lucky to be working with the best people ever. You just met Daphna Michaeli here, and we have Diana and Anat and Eleanor. I don't want to mention everyone just in case I forgot someone, but everyone is very talented, and we're looking for great teams that we can fund and work and coach for the next level. We're also looking for unique technologies, and we're looking to help you patent these technologies. So if you have great technologies, if you think they're worthy of investment, come our way. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. I'm going to close this session, which to me was remarkable. So many smart people. So thank you everyone for putting it together, and open for Q&A questions. You can put them in the chat, and Daphna, I'm sure, will do the best job of navigating through this.
Thank you, Hila. So we have our first question to Himat, and I'll read it in Hebrew. שאלה, מה הקשר וההסתכלות של משרד התחבורה לעסוק בשיפור תהליך התחזוקה, למשל תחזוקה מונעת לפני כשלים בכבישים ומסילות רכבת? Himat,
So
would you like
Himat
to
had to leave due to another meeting that
Okay.
she had with the ministry. However, she did say that she will be happy to share her presentation, and her email is there, and that she does need to consult for this answer. So with somebody from the ministry. So we will get back to you with that, with an answer. Do we know who sent the message? I will find out.
So,
I'll follow up on it.
Yes, we do have, you can find out in the chat and get back to this person. So please go ahead.
Okay.
We do have a question, and there's an anonymous user asking, I would like to talk to someone about my solution. How and whom? Also, when is the accelerator? What is the level of your available funds for investment in startup? Hila, this is for you. Please go ahead.
Let me answer the first part, and then Hila will answer the second part. Tomorrow, we will send out an application form for the innovation call. Dol also sent over here the initial form, but and we will send more details out via email to everybody. And we will be happy to connect you with an advisor within Israel Ports and SeaNovation. Hila, please answer your part.
I just want to say in advance, because I'm looking at all the questions, I'm saying the accelerator is all open in December, so it's very relevant for now. So both the scale up, I want to just say a few words. Diana is here on the screen. She's running the scale up. It's a special program, really unique in the world. It's for programs, it's for companies who already raised money, companies who don't need an accelerator, who already have some kind of a pilot, and we're helping them fund the companies and get connections together with our partners. So this also goes to our partners in the ports. So all of you founders who solve these problems, come our way. And then both accelerators start in December. As far as the investment part is concerned, it's very relevant, so we can't say it's not a generic answer. I would just urge you all to connect on our website, leave us your details, your presentation. We will review it, schedule a meeting with you, and see how we can help.
Thank you, Hila. Our next question is to Hani. I'll read it in Hebrew. האם הקול הקורא שפורסם כולל גם השתתפות במימון הפיילוט?
אז אני אענה.
בטח.
אז היהודי, יש אפשרות של מימון פיילוט, כמובן צריך להגיש, כמו ששלחתי בצ'אט, יש קישור לקול קורא, אפשר לראות שם את הנושאים שמעניינים אותנו, אפשר להגיש שם את המסמכים, ואנחנו נבחן כל בקשה לגופה, אבל בהחלט זו אפשרות.
תודה דור, ואני חושבת שגם יועיל להם לקבל כאן את כתובת האתר שלכם, ככה שהכל יהיה מאוד ברור. יש לנו שאלה מ-ND, any back office challenges you can share about registry, timing, supply chain optimization, etc. מי רוצה לענות על זה? אבי, דור, שי? שלכם.
I don't think that we have now something to put here for discussion, but you can reach Dor and start chat with him offline.
That sounds like a great idea, Dor. You're welcome to put
I will put also my email in the chat.
Yes, please do. Yes. So we have a couple more minutes. If there's anyone that would like to present their question now, one or two more last questions and we'll have this session over. And the next question is from Asher. What about cybersecurity challenges? This is an excellent question.
So yes, of course, we have a few. This webinar was especially to the challenges that showed by Avi and Shai. But again, you can enter the link, Asher, that I wrote in the chat. You can see there the expansion of the challenges also in the sector of cybersecurity. And also, if there is something specific, you can send me an email and we will check it together with the business unit in IPC.
Excellent. So I believe this is we're reaching the end of this session. I suggest that the speakers would remain here a couple more questions. If people want to address individual people, you're welcome to open the mics and talk to Dor and Avi and Shai and of course Semyon and Dr. Wang. So mics are open, feel free. Anyone that does not express well in writing but better in voice, go ahead. Okay, so thank you everyone for thanking. We had a great pleasure hosting you here, and we're looking forward to the next webinar of SeaNovation, which will take place in December, so it's coming up. Follow up and make sure you follow our website and you know all about our next webinar. I won't tell you what is it going to be about, but I'll just glimpse that this is going to deal with water yet again. So with that, I'd like to thank all our speakers today. Elinor, would you like to wrap up?
Thank you for our incredible speakers, and it was a full agenda. There's a lot to speak about. I found it extremely interesting every minute and inspired for solutions, and thank you all for staying. We'll be in touch, and I will keep you all updated with future webinars and where to register for the innovation call, and I will hopefully send you the presentations within the next few days.
And thank you, Daphna, for doing an excellent job. You're amazing.
Excellent, Daphna.
Thank you, team. It's the whole team.
Thank you, Elinor and Daphna, for the guidance.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Elinor,
bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
We welcome you all to come visit us in Eilat.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Elinor.
Thank you.
Thank you.